Kentucky truly has some remarkable landscapes, but some of the most interesting features can be found underground. We're at one of those. We're in southern Jessamine County, right before the Kentucky River, and we're visiting one of those hidden gems, Highbridge Springs.
You would never know it from above, but Linda Griffin-Slagle says this underground operation is vast.
There's 32 open acres, not counting the columns, 5.3 miles of drivable corridors. You're 130 feet underground. The ceilings are 30 feet tall and it's 50 feet between the columns.
Ironically, the water was not Griffin-Slagle's dad's first idea for the place.
His family business was wholesale grocery, so he knew warehousing. And what he recognized was that this was a warehouse, and then he just had to decide what would you store in it.
And it was the warehousing idea that led to the water.
When that engineer who designed the dehumidifier said, "You've got to manage your water, you know." And we were like, "Oh, we do?" And that's when my father said, "Well, let's bottle it." And we thought he was crazy. But sure enough, it worked.
That was in 1982, before there was such a thing as bottled drinking water.
In our market, there was not a bottle of drinking water in a grocery store. There was one facing of distilled water with the ironing supplies.
And they beat the big guys to it.
We had a trademark for UK back in the 80s before Coke and Pepsi were even in the bottled water business.
Water flows, and it flows hard. 60,000 gallons per day flow through here, of which a third of that ends up in the bottles. Because of the size of the aquifer, it never stops.
The recharge area is undefined, we just don't know. But we feel it's pretty large because of the drought of '88. It was a very severe drought, and it never stopped. If the flow didn't stop in '88, then it's coming from a long way away.
And it's the filtering by our limestone that creates the taste.
And it's just a great tasting local water.
Before the water, this gigantic cavern played an even more important role.
Stacks of rusted barrels that have the civil defense location on it, and it says water on the top, and then it has instructions to use as a toilet when it's empty. You flip it over. It's still a location for civil defense for Jessamine County. And we got plenty of water, so, you know, that's a good, all of Jessamine County, I would think, would easily fit in here.
For your science guy, the water and geology are fascinating. But it's the initial business, warehousing, when you truly realize the vastness of Highbridge Springs.
If you've ever seen the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, you remember that final scene when they're in the giant warehouse. Well, now you found the inspiration for that scene. By the way, has anybody seen the Ark of the Covenant around here?
It's racks of boxes as far as the eye can see.
We have 450,000 boxes represented by maybe 200 customers.
The history here is incredible, with records from past governors and senators, in addition to a lot of UK material. But it goes beyond paper. There's an area designated for high-temperature computer servers that stay cool in the constant 58-degree environment. At one time, there was even a Bitcoin mine processor locked behind these cages. It also comes with its own cool logo. There are antique toys, cases of old wine, and a bourbon lover's nirvana, with boxes dating from 1964.
We had the Toyota 1 millionth Camry here at one point. We had a box of tapes that said Watergate on them, and my dad always said, "I know where they are." Yeah.